Alright, we don't got time for that shit. We don't got time. Stop it. We don't got time. Alright. Focus up. Focus up. Focus up. We don't have time for the countdown. Alright, so last time we were here, you guys asked like, "Oh, Hero, we want to see your interview process." So I'm doing a round 2 right now, right? I'm gonna be doing a round 2 interview with the team now, and they told me to be prepared to answer some questions and have some questions available. So I'm gonna hit them with some fucking bangers. You feel me? I'm gonna hit them with some bangers, some polite bangers. I want to make sure that they got their toes underneath them. Make sure that they're capable, ready individuals. And as much as, like I always say, like as much as this interview process is for you or them, you're interviewing these assholes too, man. You want to make sure that these people are just as competent as you are, and make sure that you're not walking into a toxic situation. Um, this interview, the first round interview went really well. I talked with the hiring manager first, which is kind of a weird thing, because if you're talking to the hiring manager first, means that he has a lot of frontline activity going on for himself. Makes me wonder, like, why come you don't have other people to handle this for you? Why don't you have other people doing this for you? So I wanted to go live real quick. We'll talk about it. I rushed here. I got on my nerd shirt still, and just have a super casual conversation with the team. It's gonna be 5 people. I don't know if there's gonna be any technical questions asked. I do have all of my code stuff open, and maybe I could talk intelligently about it. The question, but I think it's more so of like a vibe. It's a vibe check. Make sure we're a good fit. Make sure everyone likes how we're living and how we're doing things together and all of that. But it's neither here or there. The ultimate goal, the ultimate objective, is to make sure that we have everything lined up. So we'll start that in 8 minutes. Yeah, we'll start all that good job stuff in 8 minutes, and I'll see what we get into. I also did not know this. I didn't know that I was on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok right now and you're seeing this, that's crazy. How you guys doing? For some strange reason, they just gave me permission. I don't have 1,000 followers on TikTok, but somehow, some way, they let me start streaming here. Don't tell the police. Clap it. Don't snitch on me. Don't snitch on me. I only wanted to go live to YouTube, Twitch and YouTube, but then I saw the TikTok option. I clicked on it and it worked, so I appreciate that. I don't know if someone is in TikTok and watching this, if you could be so kind, just say, "Hey, what's up? How you doing?" Some little shit like that. Hey, yo, what's up, Fizzy? Yeah, what's up, Fizzy? Yeah, we getting ready for the shebang bang. Um, which is extra cool. And like, let's go over real quick. So I got how much time? I got 7 minutes. Fizzy, we're on the clock. 7 minutes, and then we're gonna start this conversation. All right. So we're talking about getting a job here, and we're talking about getting a job, a big boy job, big girl job. These people have been in the industry for 10 years. They know their shit. All right. There's no pretending like you know what's going on or you don't know what's going on. So it's important to have your information written down. It's important to have things. We're gonna hit them with the banger of a question. First question. This is a team of 24. A team of 24. They have 3 managerial positions. They fill 2 internally. Why the hell can no one else on the team fill the position? If they don't have a good answer for that, there's going to be some blows. We're going to have to come to blows on that, because that usually is a telltale sign that they probably don't have, como se dice, je ne sais quoi, a certain je ne sais quoi. Like, they probably don't have a good developmental pathway, and you don't want to be in charge of not only identifying something that they know is broken, but then being tasked with trying to fix something that they haven't tried to actively fix, unless they're open to that, you know. And uh, by open I mean uh, they're they're delving into context of information where like they are open to having things fixed. But usually, if somebody's open to having things fixed, it would have already been fixed. Then also like this might also be a deloading because they have too much on leadership has too much on their plate, so they need sort of like a middleman. I think like when you're in charge of high quality people, you have to be more of a asset to getting people to build on themselves. Like you just it's really it's really kind of strange to say this, but all you're really doing is believing in somebody who's already good at what they do. Like you're just believing in them and getting them to get out of their way. I think the next question, which is going to be another banger, um, always ask people, hey, you hired Hero. It's been 30 days. I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised, but happy he did blank. Like, what is that blank? In 30 days, what would that blank be that you would be surprised to hear? And then I think like the thing that I want to like really delve into is what is the what is the support that I'm going to have, right? Like, am I coming here um, with the capability of using and having ideas that people can use? Like, will my ideas be thrown to the side? Do you have a system already in place that you want to incorporate and keep the trajectory of that system going forward and not have to worry about anything else? Is that what you want to do? Is that your game plan? Is that your goal? Because all of those things are great. All of those things I believe are wonderful. But if we're not on the same page there about what we want together, I think we won't mesh too well. But we'll see ultimately. Um, we'll see ultimately where this goes and how it goes. And regardless of as if it doesn't, when the interview ends, we're gonna go back and look at that calculator. Y'all remember the calculator we were working on in JavaScript? We're gonna continue to build on that. We got pretty far, and the buttons still work. Can we get a clap it for the buttons, baby? We got the buttons to work. During the interview, you guys won't be able to hear them. Hopefully, no. I I got 3 minutes left. If I turn the stream off immediately, it's because you guys could hear them. And seeing as how they didn't consent to being part of this show, I think it show a little restraint, a little respect. You feel me? When I came down. What happened? Hey, shout out to the 4 people on TikTok that like this. First time going live on TikTok. Did not know I had the power. Did not know I had the power. It feels good. But yeah, like I said, my name's Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I'm getting ready to do a data health evaluation interview. This is going to be my round 2. I'm going to be talking with the team after talking with the manager. If this also goes well, then I will be flying out to go do an in-person interview and tour, which will probably also revolve around me getting my offer letter. So then I have to make a decision. Ooh, should I stream? Hold on a second. Should I stream me putting in my 2-week notice at my other job? Usually it's the other way around. The company's firing you and someone's all teary-eyed. It's a company-wide situation. They put everyone on the phone, mandatory meeting, and then you get fired online for everyone. That's crazy. If I streamed my if I can get 10 likes on this video on TikTok, I'll stream me giving in my 2-week notice for my other job. All right, we're about to get started. I'm already in the meeting, so I'm just you can stream, but consider muting yourself. I mean, you won't be able to hear them. And since it's just a vibe check, I think, especially since I'm going to be the one asking the questions for the team, I want people to hear this because this was something we talked a lot about in our Discord. Like, what is it like to handle interviews and stuff like that? And how do you handle interview anxiety? So like I don't want to be defeatist of the purpose sort of behind this, and I know that this is around too. It's a company I feel real good with, and it's also dare I say a little bit. It's not called nepotism because the owner nobody here is my father. What's it called? I think it's just people skills when you know somebody on the inside. But I definitely think it warrants like I said, if I suspect you guys can hear the other people on the other side, we'll do it. All right, we got our notes ready. We'll see how many people we can get locked in. Excellent, excellent. All right, here we go, y'all. Focus time. I'm feeling parched. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There's a strong likelihood they're probably going to be late. There's a strong likelihood they're going to be late. Oh, one person's joined the meeting. All right, we got one person in the meeting. I'm still on mute, but they can see me, so that means they can probably see me talking. That's gonna be weird. All right, 2 people in the meeting. Let's go. 3 more people in the meeting, and we can get started. 3, 4. All right, waiting on the last person. Can you guys still hear me? I don't know who's watching. I can't see my OBS. Oh no. Fizzy, are you still here? Okay, you can hear me? Okay, okay. Hey, Ju, uh, Juco, I'm leaning on you. Let me know if you can hear them. All right, I'm about to go in. I'm about to start. All right, here we go. Camera's on. All right, mic's on. Hey, how you doing? I was watching you guys all gather in. Yeah, I was like, no one's turned their mic on. I don't, if the new guy's the guy starting the conversation, I don't want to be that guy. So I'm gonna let you guys run the show. I'm not the manager yet. No, absolutely, absolutely. How's everybody doing? No, yep, definitely. I met with you earlier. Yes, definitely nice to see you again. Your new partners. Yes, yes. No, for sure, for sure. Just starting off top, hey, how you guys doing? My name's Hero. As you know, I was interviewing for this position. I think it's been a week and a half, a week and a half. You guys know I'm coming from one of our partners that we established with, that we have worked in the past with. So I've worked with, yes, Julian. Yes, I've worked with Julian. I've worked with Zach. And I've worked with Amanda, so we all know each other very well. But for the 2 new people on the team, I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your day to sit down and really have what we are going to necessarily call a vibe check to make sure that, we're all on the same page about what we're moving forward with. And once again, I appreciate you guys even taking time to hear out my questions. I often say that, this interview process can seem very one-sided, but I think it's very important for the interviewees to be able to ask questions of the oncoming staff that, I'll be dealing with, and make sure you guys have any fulfilling questions for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, go ahead. We can definitely start with your questions, and then we can go with mine afterwards for sure. Hey, look, it's lunchtime somewhere right now, so I'm not gonna hold you guys. I'm not even gonna hold you guys. If Zach doesn't like any of my answers, I give you all permission to just knock me out the list. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Sure. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. No, that's a great question. Thanks for that. I think when you're dealing with high val like not necessarily um when you're dealing with a team or you're dealing with a vendor that seems to be giving you or presenting you with difficult situations, I think you got to get down to the core issue of what they're trying to get. Because whatever that issue is, say for example, there's not quality data, data arriving on not arriving on time, or not having adequate access to that data. There's a keynote underlying issue that is making them upset. And while their aggression towards you might seem personal, we all understand that this is very much so business, and it's so important for you not to engage in a sort of personal take. This person has no beef or vendetta against me. They are out here trying to save one of their patients' lives, and they believe an inadequacy on our side or their side without them knowing is causing that delay in healthcare. And when that happens, it becomes very clear that their level of emotion and passion about the situation is actually something to be admired. For you to have the sort of goals to speak up so proficiently and so proudly about a thing that you're seeing that's not being done correctly should bring about a sense of pride, a sense of urgency for you to try and get your patients to the best quality healthcare you can. And if the data we have is the thing that's stopping them from doing that, then I could definitely understand the urgency and sort of vigor that comes with their a hostile vendor. But it's never to be taken personal. And I think certain people are built to handle those conversations. I think certain people are not necessarily okay with being uh, talked down to in a sense, but it's never personal with me. So I would have no issue handling someone who would come to me in a hostile manner, as long as their hostility is because of their passion for wanting to help a patient. No, thank you. Like I'll say it straight up. You know, I always want to work with people who I feel I could leave my mother's life in their hands, right? If I'm working with someone who doesn't strike me as a person who would take care of me if something happened, I could definitely see someone's wanting to pause, right? Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. No, that was a great question. Another great question. There's a lot of hostility questions here. Are you guys okay over there? Blink. Everyone should blink twice if everyone's safe over there. It was Zach. Are you blinking? Is Zach the reason why you guys don't blink? No, that's a great question. That's a great question. So, what is? How do I handle a coworker who seems not to be carrying their weight load? Um, Especially after the pandemic, at least in my leadership style, I noticed that there was a drastic drop in production, and it wasn't because people couldn't do their job. It wasn't because they didn't have the tools. I think just people were in such a rush to get back to work or prove their value in this very like everyone's looking at the tech industry right now and saying all these cuts, and everyone wants to put as much on their plate as to maintain their role and position that they really didn't assess if they could, not necessarily if they should. And I think whenever you have a situation where a coworker, a peer, a superior, or someone that you're over has difficulties keeping up with their work, it kind of speaks to how their work management, load management. You're one of your high performing skill set people. If they, you can't expect them to uh, kind of maintain themselves. It's like having a star athlete and they're hurt or injured. They're not going to sit out. They want to play. They want to be in the game. They want to be where the noise is. And that's the same thing with high performing employees. They want to be where the work is. They want to get things done. No one wakes up in the morning and says, I don't want to do this anymore. And if that is their sentiment, then we can talk about how we can get them to an exit strategy. But for most people, I find they bite off more than they can chew. And I think the best way to handle that situation is sort of being their dietitian, helping them understand their schedule, what they need, how much of it they need, and managing that, not necessarily them. So that way you understand what has to come and what's to go. So as a manager, if I understand that, hey, we have 12 data set reports that are going to need to be turned in at the top of the month every month, then I need to start drizzling that out in the previous months or even previous months to make sure that we have an adequate amount of time, because our schedule shouldn't be dictated on the what ifs of someone's personal workload, because ad hoc requests happen left and right. I mean, you can get 12 ad hoc requests for an emergency that's coming from the top VPs, and you have a weekly report due, right? So my ability to roll my sleeves up and get my hands dirty is paramount. It's fundamental. So I think that's the same approach I'll take. There has to be a we help everyone get to the next level. Like, if one of us struggles, we all struggle. So it would be imperative for us to make sure that everyone is on the same page. I told Zach, don't doubt me. I told Zach, don't doubt me. No, it was a great question. Thank you so much. Okay. When I am feeling stressed, how do I relieve stress at work? Um, that is a great question. When I feel stressed, how do I relieve stress at work? Oh no, off work. Okay, off of work. So for me, I think this is going to be a very go-to answer, but I think we all have gym memberships. I am very proficient at lifting very heavy things and gently putting them down. I think I take great pride in my ability to create content. I think another thing that I really enjoy doing is spending quality time with my family. Coming home and being able to sit down and look at the faces of the people that really believe in me and take value in me is probably one of the easiest way to recharge my battery. And if you're feeling very generous, a plate of sushi on Friday goes a long way. Abs- Absolutely. A plate of sushi goes a long way on a Friday. Yes. No, for sure, for sure. Me? Yeah. So, no, and once again, hey, any questions, any feedback you guys have, please don't hesitate to send it in. I greatly appreciate anything that I could use to, better my skill set and become sort of a interviewing savant. Yeah, my questions kind of revolve around three major topics, and we've kind of covered them with me. So I would love to hear the opposite version too. So these are some questions, right? Um, so if someone walked up to you and said, "Man, Hero has been an amazing hire. I'm so happy he's on board. He was able to do blank for us within 30 days." What would that blank be? Yeah, that's a great one. Definitely. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. No, that's great. That's great. I think we have alignment there. I think we have a certain level of understanding about what we want and that idea. And I think those are very much so achievable goals in the first 30 days. I think that's something that someone could easily do in the first 30 days if they had their mind set on it. and had the proper skill set. Perfect. All right, and I guess like the next question I want to ask is, I'm coming to a team that is going to have 24 people on their team on your roster right now. You guys have done a lot of hiring in the last 2 years. In fact, I believe 30% of your team has come in the last 2 years, which is significant growth, but is also commendable. So congratulations on your onboarding process and your ability to maintain talent for so long. Some of you guys have been here for 5 to 10 years. In my eyes, I see you as SME, subject matter experts, seniors, mid to senior level technicians, data analysis, data engineers, software engineers. Uh, why do you feel the need to reach outside of the organization to bring on more support and, more importantly, leadership support? For sure. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. And you got to understand, hopefully, this question isn't too invasive. But hearing something like that, it does send off a red flag in my mind, knowing that you've been with the team for 10 years, but you see yourself wanting to be on the front line. Is it that you just never had a passion for leadership? Or do you feel like the leadership role wasn't something that you were developed to do here? Do you believe that you have leadership development roles or training that would make it easier for you? Because I do agree, someone who's just because you have tenure at a position doesn't mean that you are actually adequate for leadership. I am a firm believer that you need to build up actual leadership skills in order to be a leader. Absolutely. 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 Okay. No, I think that's great. Absolutely, I think that's great. No, definitely. Um, no, for sure. Okay. So you believe that you have gotten enough support to warrant someone being moved to position. You just have more of a passion for it, and I completely understand that. Some people enjoy being able to roll up your sleeve and get the work done. I think I definitely have that propensity in me. Um, I would like to be in those late sessions, but mostly because I want to be able to say that it's important for me to understand the work of people that I will be managing, especially from a data analytics position or a sight line. You guys are the experts. You guys will be the source of truth, and also I will be bolstering reiterating the data that you provide me because once again, we hired you guys to do X, Y, Z. Um, I am just here to add clearance and leverage to your data sets and probably give us some more inspired ways to manipulate data to be more useful to our vendors, right? Like overall, we want to be able to set ourselves apart from other data providers. And I think the standard of data production is what does that. Data quality is everything. We're learning that very quickly in the artificial intelligence realm, how all of this data is being reused and recycled, but quality data will be the difference between language models learning and language models just being able to give us a very watered down, uncooked version of results. Absolutely. 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 No, I appreciate you guys diving into detail. As far as you're concerned, I'm a odd man out, and I'm not really somebody who's part of your inner circle. So I appreciate the transparency and the candid answers. I think the last question I have kind of floats in the face of just um, work life balance. Can you talk a little bit about what it means for you to have work life balance? You've been at the company for 10 years. How do you feel the work life balance is handled for you? Okay, so you guys are hybrid. Okay, Tuesday, Thursdays. Okay, okay, okay. Contract versus FT. Absolutely. Excuse me. No, that's great. Okay. And when you guys say you talk about your weekend schedule, how does that call rotation usually work? How does the call rotation work for you guys? Okay. No, absolutely. Excuse me. No, for sure. I think, and once again, it's one of those models where if it works for you guys, that's absolutely great. Once again, you guys are high performing employees. I'm only here to make sure that you have the tools necessary to do the job that you are being asked of, but more importantly, to remove bottlenecks and get people who might be in your way out of your way, right? And also, make little suggestions here and there. We want to be able to evolve the way that we respond to data requests, and we want to be able to evolve the way that we respond to data uh, engineering as a whole. So yeah, I'm totally on the side of you guys for that. Absolutely. Yeah, that covers all the questions I had, and I appreciate you guys putting thought into those questions. I know they seemed a little bit daunting and might be a little bit out of left field, but like I said, this is a process for me to get to learn about you guys as much as it is for you guys to learn about me. So, rather safe than sorry, for sure, for sure. No, absolutely. Yeah, so they did kind of make me familiar with next steps. So I know that if things went well here, that we would be taking our next interview in person. Yes. No, I'm definitely excited to see you all. I mean, how great would that be? How great would that be? Zach, you don't want to give me a hug? Zach, I feel like you want to give me a hug. First day on the job, getting sent to HR, not a good look. Not a, no, absolutely, absolutely. I think we could definitely talk about that. Make flight arrangements and things like that. But um, yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. A big part of it is gonna come down to like just hey, timing, how when you guys want to have this role filled, things like that. All of those things are extremely important factors into what we're going to be trying to do here. But no, I could definitely talk. I could talk more offline. We've been going for about 28 minutes, so we're pushing up on that 30-minute mark. So this was actually pretty quick. Sure. No, I'd be happy to. Absolutely. Yeah. So, all right. Bye bye. Thank you. And that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Always get the next plans, next steps. That's how you do it. We out of here. Ugh. Oh, that went well. Ugh. Ugh. I felt stiff. It's definitely because of this fucking shirt. All right, I'm giving you guys a sample into my OnlyFans. Don't tell my, don't tell my family and my friends. Ugh. Oh my goodness. All right, what I miss? 28 minutes, man. That's how we do it. It helps that I've already talked to the three of them, so it was mostly me seeing the two other ones. Oh my goodness. Hey, what's up? What's up, Job? This was a panel interview. Um, I met the first three during the first round. It was really good. And I was just meeting the two additional people, so there's a level of comfortability there. So I like that. But they told me basically to come with my own questions and be prepared to answer questions from the two new people. So I got to talk. So basically, the two new people, from what I assess, were the most veteran people on the team. And that's why my question about why the hell didn't one of y'all want the job, pretty significant pay increase. You don't have to be on call with the data team. Um, it's a pretty from is data light from the sense of being in the trenches and setting up EC2 instances in AWS. Man, I'm gonna have to brush up on all of that shit. They use a lot of Power BI though, so that's good. Um, so in these situations, when you're here for the second interview, usually when you're going for the second interview, I'm a big fan of like, yo, get all of those questions about uh is this a good company? Is this a place that you want to be? What are y'all deficiencies? How can I help you with these deficiencies? I need to know like what I'm walking into because usually when you're walking into a situation, people is because people got kicked out of that situation. So I want to know what's going on, especially with like a department that's been around for 10 years. Like 10-year employees are very hard to come by. So when they bring someone into their ranks, they're very uh, cliquish, and you don't want to go in. You don't want to jump into a toxic situation. But like, if I wanted to kind of just like let it be known that I'm here to help you guys, right? So I wasn't really aiming to like prove nothing. They still have the option if they want to give me a technical exam, so I'm open to that. I just don't know what they want when they want to fill this position. It sounds like they want to kind of do it quick because they're probably getting tired of the interviewing process. It's pretty robust, and next steps is I guess to fly out there. So, yay me! But I definitely wanted to record that for reference, and also give people like a chance to hear at least one side of it. Could you guys hear them? I didn't even ask that. Do we have a situation right now where I've accidentally leaked people's information? You guys couldn't hear them, right? Someone would have told me. The question is, do you wear the black suit or do you wear the blue suit? Another pro tip. Okay, no, you didn't hear them? I was checking. Oh, okay, appreciate it. Appreciate it. You a real one. Clap it. You're a real one. All right, let's look at our code. We got a little bit of time. I don't I don't want to do anything else. My brain is kind of fried. If no matter what suit color you wear, you got to make sure your tie and accessories match the color of the company. So I got to find some purple shit. They have a purple logo. They got a purple logo. Um. Oh wait, I don't have I didn't start. Yeah, I didn't start my right. No, no, I didn't start any of the other apps. So none of my other apps are working. I was kind of in a rush. It is as I'll be. So it's a oncology data vendor, data distributor. So I'll be kind of in charge of site reliability and quality data assurance for vendor sendouts, because they'll be used for like empirical data and proof data. So it's pretty much a mix. It's sort of a mixture of what I'm doing right now, where I kind of evaluate both the science and the data structures, and just make sure our pipelines for our vendors and our new onboarding vendors are okay. All right, we gotta dress up a little bit. If they fly me out and I don't wear a suit, I feel like they might feel some type of way. Yeah, yeah, I gotta look professional for that one. I can't. If this was like a, if they didn't fly me out, I would never wear a suit. But if they're gonna pay for a plane ticket, yeah, I gotta put on a suit. You gotta put on a suit. And you know, and I and they and I'll say this, good on them, because they asked me for my preference for flying. So I said Delta. And you know, when I said Delta, you know I was going that Comfort Plus. You feel me? Big boy over here. Got big belly over here. I'm not gonna be greedy and say first class. That's crazy. That's crazy. I gotta make them some money first. But we could definitely say Comfort Plus. We could definitely say Comfort Plus. Shout out to what's up, Foxtrot? No problem, no problem, no problem. I'm just now realizing how that I can stream on TikTok. I need 10 people on TikTok to like my stream. Can I pin my comments on TikTok? Uh, I need 10 likes. Foxtrot, I can make that happen for you, baby. Give me a second. I'm I'm trying to remember how to be a streamer again. I'm trying to remember how to be a streamer again. But no, I think the interview went well. We wanted it to be 30 minutes long. It was 28 minutes, perfect, like just super efficient. Above all else, like I feel like I got the answers I needed very quickly with the demeanor of the two people. There's two people that, like I said, they were new. They've been there the longest, and they have this infliction about themselves where they look like they've been dating. Like, if you ever dated somebody long enough, you start to share similarities in like verbal quirks or social whatevers about, like, you guys start to look alike. and and I could tell based on the way they were sitting that they were like the mama and papa of this establishment. And it's just like, look at these adorable big brain people who don't want to, who are tired of babysitting these newer people on the team. They're like, we don't want to, I don't want to be in charge of their learning or teaching them how to do my job. Like, and that, kudos to them, because you don't see a lot of people in the industry for 10 years. And when you do see them in the industry for 10 years, it's because they've sort of gate kept the information to the extent where, for lack of better terms, they could maintain their position. So they can say now, I don't want to train people. I don't want to be a leader. I don't want to be this. Just come here and just do it for me. Right? So That's interesting to see. It's not all the way a red flag, but it is a tad bit like concerning. Like can you not control these people on your team? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Oh, Foxtrot. I just got done with an interview. I like TikTok's not the TikTok one is kind of just it's kind of like everything's just moving very fast. Like 374 people have come into the TikTok stream. Four people liked it. So it's like people like you really get the sense that people are just swiping their lives away on TikTok. But you know, also I didn't have much on the screen in the sense of like what I was doing. And you know, I just did an interview, and I remember someone in the Discord was asking me. Someone in Discord asked me like, "Hey, next time I have an interview that I feel very fairly confident about, I should if it would help them if I recorded it." And I told them like, I feel like my interviewing swag or my interviewing personality is very charming. I I try and I flirt with the people. I tell them how nice they look. I compliment their answers. I compliment their time. I'm very much a flirtatious one. My favorite thing is to get the guys going. You feel me? Somebody moan. Get the guys smiling, a little blushing. You know, get a grown man blushing. You've been married to your wife for 30 years. She'll never get you as happy as I just got you, bruh. Count your days. Count your days. So yeah, so I'm gonna chop up that quick little segment. Um, yeah, I'm gonna chop up that segment and post it with as much context as possible. Uh, and hopefully it benefits somebody. But ultimately, it's a lot of practice, right? I think I have a lot more practice than most people because I talk to you guys, and having a frame of reference for how to talk to people comes from practice, right? But once again, I'm also not afraid to admit that the people that I was talking to in that interview, all of them were smarter than me in what we're doing, right? Um, I know where my strengths are. My strengths are getting people to blush. You turning red? You turning red? Yeah. But yeah, I think it went well. Uh, and I tried to ask some like really hard questions. I think the two questions I asked were really good, which just lets people know like I'm paying attention to you. I'm paying attention to you, and I am concerned. Oh, for sure. And you know, we got some resumes in the Discord too. So if you want to reference to like look and see what your skill set are and how you stack up, how your resume stacks up to other people's resumes, for sure, for sure. Hey yo, what's up, Robo? Clap it up. What's up, baby? All right, Foxtrot, I'm following you. I'm all caught up now. I got you. The interview went well. I think I was able to get like to the core of it, of what I wanted to get to, and understand them better. They did offer to fly me out So we're gonna go do the third and final round, and hopefully get this new position that will be a lot more, a lot more. That will let me get my hands on a lot more data stuff. I was um I was kind of apprehensive at first when I started looking for a new position because I really do like the position I'm in right now. But I can't tell you how, like, there's a part of me that feels like I'm missing out on this wealth of knowledge because I don't get to do things that people who like are in the industry are doing. Am I gonna stream normal people hours then? Um, I might have to switch it up. They do have a hybrid schedule. Yeah, the thing about it is, the thing about, looking at other people's grass is, are you doing enough to water your own grass, right? Um, they have a hybrid schedule, which I actually wanted. Um, so that'll let me get out the house a lot more. Um, but it's gonna be a big change. Leaving my hospital. Um, and if I did have to change my streaming schedule, I think it would be like during the workday. I would do like a co-work stream, a co-working day stream. But I still feel like I would study at night, so maybe I would still study for like 2 hours after the gym. I think if anything, it would just be more of me streaming. But like Tuesday, Thursdays would probably be my off days. In person. Like just get the skill set and everything going. I mean, would you guys be down? Oh, just so you guys know, Friday we are doing a 12-hour stream to say thank you to all you lovely people. Um, you guys helped me reach one of my milestones, and that stone was so old and had so much dust on it. I had to brush it off to look at what the goal said, and it was I have to do a 12-hour stream because I hit 100 subscribers in 1 month. Clap it up.
Bang, bang, bang.
Hey yo, what's up, Mister Wicked? So we're gonna do a 12-hour stream because I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. It'll be from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friday. Fingers crossed. We'll have some goals, some milestones set up. We'll have some milestones set up. Hey yo, what's up on YouTube? Vero, what's good, baby? Yeah. So the thing, yeah, for sure. But I mean, we still got time. We can try to feel and hear all those things out. I definitely want to be able to um I definitely want to be able to kind of see. I'm very flexible. See what the schedule says. All right, let's see if the calculator still works. It does. And when I say calculator still works, I mean that the buttons basically still work. It doesn't do any math yet. We got the backspace. And we haven't implemented the history button, but we could do that. Um, that's crazy. I don't know what the UCL is. I don't know if was there anything that you saw on my page, or what is the UCL? Like, what did you see on my page that made you say, yo, I'm gonna click on this dude's stream and who's looking at computer science stuff and ask him about the UCL? You know? Yeah. Yeah, like yeah, I'm rooting for whoever you like, homeboy. That's who I like. Hero, what do you think about Middle Eastern politics? Um, that's a broad question. I was just asking. I thought we talking about elbow ligaments. Yeah, like I, okay, Vero. I feel bad. You are the sole person on YouTube watching me right now, so I want you to know I love you. Okay, but I guess like my nerves are still bad or something like that because I just finished the interview, so I'm still on edge. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to that. What is the UCL? What is it? I'd be glad to give my 2 cents on it if I knew what it was. That's a toxic waste field. Yeah. Yeah, Vero, you deserve better. You deserve better, bro. Vero, if you come back on Friday when we do the 12-hour stream, I'm gonna add you to the drawing so you can win a free shirt. You can win a free shirt. Everybody that comes back on Friday and joins the race, I will give them the opportunity to win free merch. Or if we hit other milestones, um, for example, on YouTube, uh, I think we're at like 360 or something like that. So if we get 40 subscribers, to give us 400, we'll give away another free shirt. 500, 500. I'll give if we hit 500, I'll give away 5 shirts. Somebody clip it. Somebody clip it. I'm talking to another sponsor to see if they would uh, be willing to sponsor me for something, but they keep asking me to make a commercial. And I'm just like, you guys are annoying. It's a football league event. I think it should. I think you should know at least one soccer team. Okay, which one does Mappa play for? Is Mappa part of that league? That is the extent of my knowledge. I know that there's a dude named Mappa, and he's pretty legit. Hey, look out, Basti. Yeah,
Bang, bang, bang.
look out, Bass. What's up, baby? Hey, yo, thanks for the raid. Yeah, the French dude. The French dude. How was your stream? We just got done with our interview. We got interviewed for a data position, data leadership position, and I wanted to record it or go live with it so I could make reference to it. People in the Discord were asking me how do I handle interviews. So this was my round 2 interview, and I wanted to record it so people could see how it works. Well, that's definitely a medical reference. Yeah, the ulnar collateral ligament. Ulnar collateral ligament. Yeah, I think it would be this one. I think it's an interior one, but it might be posterior. Interior midline, posterior. Yeah, let me give you a shout out real quick. I appreciate the raid, honestly. And let me go ahead and give you a follow. You know, most people give out the shout out, but they don't follow. Don't be like me, boys and girls. Be better. And let me give a brief introduction. How you doing? My name's Cheryl. This is Coding with Strangers. I lied on my resume and got the job. So every day I have to come here and practice like my life depends on it as to keep up the facade, which will eventually become proof that I do know what I'm doing. I'm currently working through JavaScript. We are doing a full stack, very vanilla process where we're doing CSS, HTML, and JavaScript. Vanilla. Baseline ice cream, you feel me? No pressure. We're using the Odin project and we're building up this calculator. Now, the calculator looks cool and all, right? We would have and should have been done with this probably 2 weeks ago. But the evaluate function, which is a built-in function for JavaScript, has a lot of como se dice, vulnerabilities. And we don't want to put ourselves, like, we don't want to get into the habit of using things that will make us vulnerable. This process is way harder, and I've resorted to using someone's example to kind of tutorialize myself out of it. But I'm starting to gain the information that's necessary and helps me better map how things should flow in JavaScript. Did some coding challenges and getting into coding Python. Oh, Python was my original baby mama. You know, she loves me.
Bang, bang, bang.
Mostly do coding at the moment. Originally a gaming streamer. Ah, okay. Also, I've got an ad once you start you start introducing yourself. Don't worry, I'm boring as shit. You didn't miss much. You didn't miss much. He plays for Paris Saints German. Okay, so you do. Oh, so you do know about him. You do know about him. Okay, but you haven't told me yet. If I'm making a bet, Vero, if I'm making a bet today on the UCL League, who am I betting on? Who am I betting on, bro? Where am I putting my money at? Hey, yo, we appreciate those follows. Clap it up. This Friday we're gonna be doing a 12-hour stream. You get the chance to win some merch. Y'all gotta see my merch shirts, man. I don't think y'all understand. Y'all go look at that merch. Out of curiosity, for your job interview, did you mostly get that through networking or just sending an application? So this is very interesting. This position in particular, my friend works adjacent to this department, but there was actually 2 people in this department who have worked with me directly or indirectly at my current job. They have used me, used my services and used me as a point of reference and a point of contact at my current job. So I just paying attention, noticed that when I sent over the new data infrastructure sets, they were just sitting in the bin, and I was just like, 2 weeks of information sitting in the bin. I know that this is a very prestigious place, so they like to keep their shit on their shit tight. And I hit them up, and I'm like, hey, I noticed that you guys haven't been updating your data fields, and they're like, oh, we're through migration right now, and they're trying to find someone on board. And I was just like, that's interesting. Would you need me to like? And we offer training, and they're like, no, this is bigger than training. We need someone full time here for that. So I just asked a few questions and into a conversation with the director. But I still had to get through. I still had to get through all of the basic stuff. But I would definitely lean towards connections, for sure. I think you should bet on Real Madrid, but I wouldn't recommend gambling. Vero, you're a good one. Vero, you a real one, baby. You a real one, Vero. You a real one. Honestly, Paris Saint Germain also has a chance to win. I don't know. You could pick between both. All right, how about we go 50-50? 50 on them, 50 on the other one. So what's the worst that could happen? They both lose? Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance, right? Really, a lot of the interviews that I've been on, I think the connection thing is paramount, man. It's so useful. It's so important because like people will definitely they prefer to like who would you trust more, the waiter or the Yelp review? It's gonna be the Yelp review, even though they're both strangers. You know, one of them has something to lose or gain based on their answers. The other one has already experienced it. If they are choosing to be a dick, that's just on them. Yeah, for sure. I think there's no doubt about it. You want to get your resume seen. Just knowing someone's name on LinkedIn could be the difference between your resume getting seen and not. But I also think that like people rely too heavily on that. So it's genuine connections, right? Going to conferences, going to vendor sites, shaking hands. Like I said, I knew that this team scanned their data a lot, and they didn't for 2 weeks. So I reached out to their personal lines, like, hey, just doing some upkeep, and saw that you guys weren't locked in. So I offered my services, and they were really appreciative of that. Super appreciative of that. You can't fake that, you know. Yeah, I would always recommend that. All right. Yeah, I stream on Kick. I stream on. Am I streaming on Kick right now? Yeah, I stream on Kick. I stream on YouTube. I stream on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. There's literally nowhere you can't find me.
Oh yeah!
Through all those stupid
Right at this
links.
particular time, would you like to do that?
That's all of my stuff right there. Was I smart enough to put? I don't think I put Kick on there, but my name is still Coding with Strangers on Kick. Wait a minute. What? Hey, it's anonymous. I think it's old anonymous. Old anonymous. There's a new anonymous. Clap it up. We appreciate you. No, 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 no. I think this is the original one. This is the original anonymous. It's good to see you. Um, a lot has happened since you've been gone, uh, but we've had, I believe, two other anonymous. One of them strictly. They speak to me strictly by giving donations, so their donations are always their subscriptions are always like the names of the person. Like their names of the person is telling a story that will help you understand what they're trying to say to me. So I appreciate that gifted sub. And then we have another person who just only gives subs as anonymous, but to people who are in the stream. I can't confirm if they're two separate people, but I like to think that they're two separate people. Lithuania? I would be down to visit Lithuania. What's the main attraction out there? Everyone on the internet is sus. I mean, but when your name is coding with strangers, you can't really be mad when strangers walk up to you, right? You can't really be upset like, ah, damn it, my name is working too well. Once I get to a million followers, I'm gonna change it to coding with friends. Coding with friends. Is that where you're from, Lithuania? Oh, we've talked about this before. Oh, Vero, you got a better memory than me, bro. Well, I'm also streaming during the daytime, so we probably never cross paths. If I okay, yeah, we did talk about it because I asked you how far is Lithuania from Belgium. I'm not geography wasn't my strong point. How far is Lithuania from Belgium? Because that was the plan, wasn't it? What are the ways to go about networking? Um, the cold approach on that's like last ditch effort. The best way to network is job fairs and conferences. Um, um, no, I know it's in Europe, but how far are we talking from each other? And don't give me kilometers, give me the miles or time. Give me how far, flight or driving. Don't you dare give me kilometers. Um, Conferences and job fairs have to be top tier um, ways of engagement because it does two things. One, it lets you know which jobs are hiring, and it gives you connections with people who have either been in this job hunting race longer than you or people who are just starting out so you guys can build a community around each other. Another thing that people don't really talk about is by you ingratiating yourself with other people in your situation, when they make it into a company, they too can then give you a reference. So say for example, right? Robert, I recommend everyone put me down as a reference. I say I say I say 110%. If you are, you don't even have to be sub to this channel, but if you ever need a reference, send me your resume in Discord. Give me the details of the JD, and put me down. I'll lie for you. I'll lie for you. No problem. I'm here to help the people.
The people.
I'm here to help the people because it sucks. It sucks. It's annoying. It's hard. Looking for a job is almost like looking for a job is almost like having a full-time job. So I get it. It's annoying. But if you can ingratiate yourself with enough people, and if I get in and I can speak highly of you, I can get you in too. And that's just what it is. Connections don't have to always be with the top dog. The connection has to be with someone who's just on the inside. When I first got my first blood, when I was doing blood pathology and stuff like that. 1,000 miles? Okay. So that's like a 3-hour flight. How about can you come to Belgium? Vero, can you come to Belgium? Let's talk about you coming to Belgium. Yeah. And then the second place I think you need to work with is your school. If you graduated from college, no matter when you graduated from college, you can always go back to your college for career advice. Your colleges are plugged in 110% to companies that will take their students off the front lines of right as soon as you walk off that stage, you can walk into a job. So if you need a reference or you need to connect to a certain position or a certain company, go back to your college and hit your career department up and see who they know inside. I always do in person, and Robodon, I 110% same person because I know the impact my personality has on people in person. I know that I'm a big dude. I have sort of this presence, and I have this ability to kind of read people better. Like when I get to see people, it's much easier. Oh yeah. If you went to Trump University, you probably ain't going. Yeah, if you went to Trump University, shit probably ain't looking too real for you right now. Damn, I ain't even think about that. I ain't even think about it. Maybe you'll study in Belgium? Hell yeah. Well, I mean, you don't just go study in Belgium but it's I'm pretty sure like Belgium and Lithuania have similarities about them, right? You know, I'm a novice to this. I don't know nothing about that side. Yeah, leave a better impression. And the thing about the college I think is super useful and super relevant too. How's the calculator coming? So we got progress on it. Um but we're treading water until the point that it crashes. So we got the backspace button working, and we introduced the parentheses, so we could use the parentheses. But then we also implemented error messages whenever we did something dumb. And we set up rules so it would break if we didn't do certain things. So we're working on the math part of it now, but to keep it 100 with y'all, not being able to use evaluate is not being able to use evaluate is kind of hurting me. And I think the skills that I'm doing right now are a little bit above my above my skill set, but I think it's ultimately it's good practice. T Elite, what's up, baby? If and when this fails me though, we'll make it. Like I think we would have been done with this 2 weeks ago, but the fact that we're doing each equation and each one-off stipulation is kind of making the whole thing drag. Hey, yo, pad that resume, baby.
Get down.
We're going to be here grinding a little bit until it's time for us to go to the gym. Today is back, upper and lower back with a sprinkling of bicep and abs, okay? We're going for a record today. We're going to try and curl 185. None of that throwing your back into it. We're going to stand there, poke your chest out, bring it in, hit them thighs, and touch them nips. Hit the thighs, touch the nips. That's what we're going to try and do. Hey, no problem. And good luck on that studying. All right, let's figure out where the hell we left off. If I did start streaming during the day, I would have to literally rebuild everything from scratch. I feel like you guys are all part of the night crew, so I feel like I would be doing y'all a disservice. Like, man. But then Vero would get to see me. I'm going to turn you're going when you turn to 18? Hey, clap it up. If you had 1 pound of feather and 1 pound of steel, which one would weigh more? I don't think that's not the way the joke goes. The joke goes, if you had a pound of feathers and a pound of metal and you dropped them off a building, which one would hit the ground first? Because if you ask how much they weigh, you just told me the answer. They both weigh a pound. But if you ask me which one would hit the ground first, there's a cognitive dissonance because you think feathers are lighter, that they shouldn't hit the ground at the same time. But don't worry. You can use it on the next streamer. That's an interview question. Hey, yo, that should be an interview question. You want me to come work for your company? Answer this question real quick. Equals a window. Imagine someone actually trying to answer that. Imagine a tryhard really trying to answer that question during the exam, though. Like, imagine, like, trying with all their strength, 1 + 1. Well, actually, okay, we get it. Yeah. Let me pull out the whiteboard real quick and show you how. What law of conservation is that? All right, so let's see. Let's accomplish one thing today. Let's accomplish one thing. So we have this parentheses and we have it assorted. Do I watch any other streamers? I do watch other streamers, but they're mostly programming related streamers. I spend a lot of time watching, like, animation and artistry like stuff because I'm working on my comic book, so a lot of that stuff has been in my feed. Um, I do do a political I do a political social stream, so I like to be very current with the news and stuff like that. Um, but if you I actually should probably make this a button. Vero, you don't have Twitch, do you? Do you have Twitch? CodeBlock is a coding tool. Um, is it like an assisting tool? You didn't really leave much to imaginations there for me. You didn't leave me with much to imagine, my friend. Ops, a lot of repeating code here. Index of, and then this is going to be for multiplication. Uh, oh, okay. Okay, okay. And a multiple. Okay, so we did it in the top when we're doing the cases and the returns and the switch for all that stuff. We told it basically like, ayo, you can replace them. So, I think if we do run into any errors here, I'm gonna leave myself a note to be like, yo, this may need to have X and asterisk. Just a way to remember that. Okay, so if statement, if index, same thing like the top, just a little bit different, is equal to -1 index if index is not if index is comparable to -1 index ops index is not -1. Okay, so the last thing in the index isn't this. Is that what they're trying to tell me? That's actually pretty dope. Ayo, Vero, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully we can get some more daytime streams so I can see your lovely face more often. You feel me? It's always nice to have my YouTube peeps in the building. The YouTube peeps in the building. I don't know what they want from me. That's crazy. Oh yeah, and one more thing, if I had to say another thing that's very important to do, make sure by the end of the day, or by at least the morning the next day, you send over a thank you for them interviewing. Win, lose, or draw, always thank them. Might come back in handy. All right, I gotta copy this directly from what this person wrote because I can't make sense of it. Ops. This is the part of the code I'm gonna have many of them. Yeah, always. My fourth job I got after being rejected in the first round, but I sent a thank you letter asking for feedback on like what I could improve on and so on and so forth. And that person found that to be very genuine. Most people will respond. They found it to be very genuine. Big brain strat, yeah. Okay, another index of functionat. So I'm assuming that it's saying that it'll check to see if it's multiply. If it's not multiply, then it goes to divide. Is that the vibe? Gangsta Grizzle. Alright. Wow. Index is not equal to -1. -1. We gotta, okay, first and foremost, shit. Are we screwed? is not equal to -1. Constant solution equals calculator, which is a function, numbers, index, or ops index, or numbers index plus 1. So numbers splice, that's a function index with 1. Alright. Somehow, some way, keyboard's still working. Clap it. We don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it. Yeah. Alright, so then we can do number slice. Number splice index to solution. So I think this will remove things and then keep removing things until the final score is inside of it, which is fascinating. Big if true. If that ends up being the way it's supposed to be done, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. You feel me? These small victories have to bolster our confidence. And then we remove from the ops the if the operation did take place, remove from the operation the index of asterisk. But it should really be X. I think that this really should be X. And we're gonna say as much here in a little bit in the comment section. If we run into errors here, we know that this should be X. We're gonna say as much. Jarat Allah. I'm just shocked that TikTok let me stream. That's crazy. It's crazy. off a whim too. I didn't even know. But they scary over there on TikTok. They don't say nothing. Sort of like Instagram. Instagram and TikTok never say nothing. Hey, yo, what's up, Scott? I know you ain't ate none. It's hey, clap it. I was like, I was about to say, geek, geek. There's somebody stealing your name on TikTok. I was about to say, there's someone on TikTok stealing your name. There's someone on TikTok stealing your name. I was so scared for you. I was like, geek, someone saw your name on TikTok and stole your name. In my little mind, I didn't think, oh, maybe he has a platform. I don't know. I don't know. I got one. Like I like the TikTok interface is kind of still new to me, so I don't know. I think the thing that you got to do is like you got to call people's name out in when they join. Just scream their name out and be like, and be like, I see you. Because I don't know how you would keep anyone's attention on TikTok if you weren't like playing, unless they purposely came to see you. It seems very fast paced. Yeah, I think that's the only way you could do it. I feel like that would be, oh boy. Can't complain about wanting to be a streamer and you're streaming. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. I screamed out the Akaratu Allah some dude. He didn't say nothing back. I guess he don't fuck with me like that. It's cool. Feelings not hurt. Disengage. Divide. Nah, I for a first time stream, 500 impressions, one new follower. Yeah, and no, it definitely does. It definitely does. Um, and I got 4 likes on TikTok. So, I mean, 4 likes on a live stream is more than I get on my regular post. So hey, clap it up. We're not complaining over here. Y'all better like my shit.
You son of a bitch.
Y'all better like my shit. Otherwise, index equals ops dot index of no, for sure. Like if like right now it says what 500 impressions. If only 10% of those impressions click the like and follow button, I would hit my goal in 1 week, right? But then also, I don't know too many people who are coming to TikTok to do programming type stuff. It's mostly like gaming stuff. So I have to either be animated enough or they have to enjoy looking at my what is this, a pompadour hairstyle enough to be like, oh, I fucks with this dude. And then also, this isn't my regular time of streaming. I'm kind of like cutting into other people's space. I I would much prefer it if people came to Twitch because a lot of people say Twitch is really bad for new up and coming people. I do not find that to be true. But then again, I niched all the way down and I tapped into the most primal urges of man and woman, which is to be nurturing. People want to help people deep down inside. Um, but like I think YouTube is more so for content gathering or content consuming. Like people who come to my stream, they work. TikTok is more so for mindless scrolling. So like something super technical or super like engaging of the mind might not be what everyone's looking for. Oh no. uh yeah, man. I gotta make sure people uh I don't know, like I feel like the TikTok thing will probably grow. Now that I'm able to stream on TikTok, I feel like it'll grow steadily. But like YouTube, I was in their algorithms for like a day and I haven't been able to like reach that pinnacle since. So I started posting videos. The videos do way better now, which is kind of crazy. The shorts and the videos do amazing on YouTube, but that's why I want to hire a social media manager. Once I transfer over to this new position, I'm hiring a social media manager because I just want to make the content. I think I should be able to pay someone to make me cool, right? I know I'm not cool enough.
I heard what you said about me a few days ago, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know I'm not cool enough, so I gotta hire someone to make me cool.
My fellow Americans, I have not been entirely truthful with you. I did gedoogity that girl.
Yeah.
I geschmoigity hergeflavity with my googles.
Someone to edit and post. Edit, post, and like work on targeted. Work on targeted engagement. It'd be nice to also have someone handle like all of the random sponsorship emails I get. No, I think in that case, because usually the way it works is, you know, these NBA players or CEOs, they don't have someone who they don't approve their message. You kind of get them in line with the message. You get them to sign this, and I think it's important that you find someone who's either interning or super new to the thing because you want to give them a chance to possibly make mistakes, but ultimately be like a very adventurous. And I don't want my approval to stunt that growth. Right? This person could come out and create a very interesting perspective, or say, hey, I think you should put another camera up here and have that camera angle instead. And I don't want to stunt that growth. I'm as much as when you pay someone to do something for you, you're paying for their talent to come through, and you putting rules and stipulation on them kind of stunts that growth in my eyes. If you're doing a good job, you'll just if you're doing good job, I'll see results. I see results. You keep getting paid. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because man, I do honestly believe if I could put output more content, I would be como se dice, um I would be I would be able to just make content and focus on just making quality content. Um, it was like I would be able to read more articles. I usually read one article, 2 or 3 articles a day. I'd be able to read three, right? Um, yeah, I think a quality content manager elevates you from that um, being stuck to only posting one story a day on one platform. And if you remember while you're on the toilet or right before you fall asleep, not picking the adequate time, like there's a bunch of algorithm based information I get from my data sense uh, that tells me when people are watching my content, when the people who normally watch my content are awake, and furthermore, when the people who also like content that the people who watch my content are also doing. And like it'll even give you tips onto what stories are being clicked on the most, right? So like there's so much data out there, but like I just don't have the time between my job and this to do that. Broke boy versus having to be concerned about posting your stuff and editing your stuff. Yeah, I would definitely the money that I make from coding with strangers, I would definitely use to pay an editor and a content manager. Yeah, like one of my things would be I would love to take like a crew with me to like one of these events, like one of these conferences, and do filming and interview people on the spot. Fake a press pass, get my ass in. I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. So index equals ops minus equals ops index of addition. Let's do some work. If index is equal to -1, index equals ops index of subtract. I'm actually hungry, but I gotta go to the gym here in 5 minutes. Shit. Not 5 minutes. Oh, God. Mini Scruff. What's up? Yes. All right, Mini. Full disclosure, I've broken down to using this tutorial to help me figure this out. But I need someone to look at this and help me make it work. I'm gonna push this to the. I'm gonna push this. I'm gonna push my GitHub when I'm done here. And if Minnie, are you streaming tonight? I need someone to explain this to me so I can get this. I'm tired of struggling on this. I've reached the end. I'm at the subtracting part. And then I also wanted to. I had a round 2 interview with a data company, so I wanted to stream that. Some people in the Discord were asking me about that, like how do I handle interviews. So I thought it would be a good thing to stream. Came home early from it. Came home early so I could film it. I could have done it at work, but I was like, fuck it, let's just do it at home. And we're streaming on TikTok too. I see you over there, TikTok. All right, good. Oh, you do? I didn't make tests. I didn't make any test case for this one for mine. But what I did do was based on which one, it's sort of like a test based on whichever one is in the ops. So I have 2 containers. I have an ops and a numbers, and it sifts through the ops. And if one of these show up in here, it then returns that. And when it returns that case, it comes down here and finds what to do in it. But I also have I have my old test case for just the math and the numbers, which is from here. So I have the old calculator test methods, and then I can run the test here. But I got that from the Odin project. So I can kind of talk about it, but I probably can't articulate. I have no idea. That's why I got to brush up on them. but I know that they're like that's how they're like. The gist of it is it's like a landing site where work can be done. Where work can be done. It's like a landing site where work can be done. In the cloud. It's like a playground. Dare I say maybe like an IDE where work can be done. A container. Yeah, yeah. A VPS. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. And get good with some basic Power BI. Create some data visualization stints. I'd be down for that. Kill two birds with one stone. Help me understand it, and then make me do it, so then you don't have to think about it twice. Because if you do it, if you do it, I'm only gonna bother you about it later. But yeah, is that what we're doing tonight? I'm gonna end stream here in 15 minutes. Go to the gym and get settled for the evening. All right, sounds like a plan. We'll write a test so we don't even have to worry about if this is right. Then we'll just have to worry about functionality, and functionality stuff I can handle. We have a history button and we have a backspace button on my calculator. And we also took out the percentages and put in parentheses because why are we making this hard? We've reached the end. We've reached the last parameter, but we don't. I have the code, but I don't know how to make it functional. Dog with glasses, clap it up. Thanks for the raid a few days ago. Postgres, damn. Okay. Yeah, I just think 2 weeks on this is too long. Like, um, we still need to start the full stack aspect of this. So I would like to get this done by Friday. Maybe spend a few hours on it on Friday during the 12-hour stream. But I would like to move on. We're doing back. I was thinking Python. I was honestly thinking Python. I don't know how cringy that might be, but I mean, what better structure for handling it? A lot of people say that you shouldn't use JavaScript for it, which sounds kind of weird. Oh, features as far as this, nothing out of the pocket or weird that couldn't be handled. No, no, no. Like, yeah, that's what I'm trying to explain. I don't. There's nothing feature wise. I think it was just the history and the back button, but I'm just gonna store them to arrays. But if you're talking about for like the big boy website, um, I think we need to have a conversation about servers and security. Um, there's a lot that I need to familiarize myself. Like me not knowing about the value. I think them not telling me about the evaluation button, the eval button. That's DevOps steps, not like the backends itself. Okay. Mm, yeah, but like Python is code. Like you can't access Python code from HTML. It was the danger of the fact that if this was ever to go to a server, someone could then manipulate my code that way. Mm. Yeah, but and therein lies the point, right? I think it's time for me to start picking up. Don't do. Yeah, I think it's time for me to pick up on more of a security mindset. I need to know how to protect myself and furthermore protect my users. So I think this would almost be the best time to like crack open a book or two. We're not gonna be in here trying to crack NSA or shit like that, but I think we need to understand like how basic encryptions and basic commands can really mess things up and preventing it. Not I had to. Good point. Good point. Once I finish writing, I got 6 lines of code left. From here, mm, okay. Not researching security. That's how all security engineers got started. I mean, you would agree that this is probably the best time for me to get good at it, though, right? Or at least to start being more consciously aware of it. I think that's the problem I'm more concerned with. I'm not consciously aware of vulnerabilities. And I got a bunch of shit just all over the place. His Security Plus videos. Not Robodom. You gonna put that in the Discord for your boy? Please put it here section. I'd appreciate it. You know I'm down to clown. Muchos gracias, señor. All right, so we get to write tests today. I feel like we could definitely conquer this, and I won't forget to push this so we could reference this. Odin, are you making a calculator too? I know you're going for the security certification. That's pretty dope. I'm interested to see your journey. I know a lot of people that are like tough into that security stuff and like Odin, you said you're working on a calculator too? Ironically, Odin, are you working on the Odin project as well? because that's what I'm working on. And I love how you said, "Oh, lovely." I know you from across the pond, bruv. How's it living? Oh, you're not trying to be like top flight security of the world, Craig. You just wanna get some stuff. Okay. Nothing wrong with knowing extra. It's just a bunch of terms and definitions. Remember? Oh, so medical terminologies. There's a whole class. There's a 6-hour course dedicated to medical terminologies. You basically learning Latin and a bunch of prefix and suffix, origin statements, and what can be an origin and what can't. Ops, index. Yeah. I'm instantly happier because now I have some proof that I'll accomplish something today. Index +1. Numbers splice. Index to solution. Yeah, for whatever wasn't used last, we'll use here. And then we'll remove the plus. Index equals ops plus index of, which will then be plus. So now if there's no other pluses, we remove the plus from the key jail. What we looking at? All right, cool. So hold on, we gotta subtract 1 from it. Ops splice index 1 if index is 1 index equals ops dot index of subtract return numbers. No. All right, cool. All right, we can put our shit to the test. We'll do some tests tonight. in like 4 hours, and we'll see. We'll see if we can get good. Looks good. Too bad it doesn't work. I've never created something so aesthetically pleasing. Doesn't work. It looks impressive. Like it looks like, yo, this is nice. You did this yourself? You got a little help from Stack Overflow. Okay, that's nice. All right, now do some basic math. What's two plus two? Oh, it's four. But can the calculator do it? Look, man, you asked me a question, I gave you an answer. Stop pressing me. Stop pressing me. No. Hello. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Tell me a little bit about the position. Okay. And just out of curiosity, I know you guys are very busy, so have you had a chance to look at my resume? Yes. Okay. So you saw that, I'm from Chicago, because I was just curious to know how you guys were expecting me to get to North Carolina. So would the employer be paying for my housing, seeing how this is a contract? Oh, it's remote after the training? How long is the training? Training 6 weeks. Okay, so question still stands. Would you guys be able to provide my housing? Okay, sure. It's based on a case per case situation. Completely understand that. AJ, yeah, AJ. That's your name, right? Perfect. AJ, can you do me a favor? Um, can we talk a little bit about the details, if you don't mind? So, um, what would be the budget for this a position like this? What are they budgeting for this? No, I mean you're looking at my resume. You see, I got about 13 years of work experience. Some relevant, some not. But uh, I think if I could hold a human heart, I think I could probably manage a project for you or two. I think I'm capable. So looking at my resume and my body of work, what do you think? I mean, I'm always interested to know how people assess value. You can tell I'm good. Yeah, I'm very comfortable talking about money. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, you know what? And I'm not even gonna press you, AJ, because I think you now know what I think I understood when you first called me. Yeah, that I might be overqualified. Yep, yep, yep. No. It's completely understandable. You saw a great candidate. You thought to yourself, hey, you get paid when I get paid. So why not find the best person to do the job, right? Yeah, there's nothing to apologize about. I would always hope to. It's always better to be called upon versus not being called upon. Because if they're not calling you, then you know you're doing something wrong, right? Yeah, exactly. No. I appreciate it. Whatever you feel comfortable, yeah. Whatever you feel comfortable talking about that pay range, then by all means. But as it stands today, you know, while 39.50 is admirable, it just wouldn't be sufficient enough to maintain my current lifestyle. You know, yeah. A lot of them, you know. Absolutely, I appreciate that. You have a better one. Take care. All right. Hey, clap it up for AJ, man. Clap it up for AJ. AJ out here looking for the best candidate. Zatope, what's up? Thanks for the follow. Yeah, that's probably gonna be a no. Like you could just tell he just saw my resume and was just like, "Oh, this guy's great. I'm gonna get him." And bro, I'm not in North Carolina. I'm not in North Carolina, bro. Hit him with the. So y'all paying for my housing, for my travel, my car, my whole streaming setup. Oh, the training's only gonna be 6 weeks. You don't have to stay here. I think you should be looking for people in North Carolina then, my guy. Hey, if you know I'm gonna be slick with it. Make him feel better too, cause he probably feels some type of way after realizing like, yo, I did just call this dude and offered him $39 an hour. $39 an hour isn't bad money. You feel me? It's not bad money, but like, I can't buy Willow cookies. I can't buy Willow cookies with $39. What's up, Willow? Our silent protagonist. What's up? Top of the line, top flight cookies for you. Yeah, you got to be able to buy them cookies. Top flight cookies coming your way. What's up, Willow? How was your stream? Are you still streaming? I had an interview, so I didn't really get a chance to look at everything. So you ended it early? Well, you need to get off that MacBook. That's your problem. It's the MacBook. But yeah, I'm about to go to the gym. Willow, you gonna be OBS is the problem? Nothing's wrong with my Mac. Okay, why don't you come over to the Streamlabs side of things, or why don't you have you thought about using Stream Elements? I know a lot of your stuff is custom made. A lot of Willow's stuff is custom made. I mean, her aesthetics are amazing. You guys definitely go check it out. Have you ever felt like you weren't being productive enough in your life? And you're tired of not being productive? Go be productive with Willow. I don't know if Stream Elements will let you update or edit too much of the overlay. I go for a very simplistic approach. Whiskey, beer, more beer. Yeah, so we're gonna get ready for the gym today. Today is back, shoulders, and a little bit of curls. It's summertime. You gotta make sure you get these muscles good. Hey, move, get out the way. Gotta get these muscles where we want them. Oh, you've been playing around. I've been thinking about upgrading myself, but it really, for the bang for my buck, too big for the frame. When it comes straight down to it though, I like the ability to multi-stream to different places. So like I can stream to TikTok, Facebook, Kick, all of those places in one shot, and I can have my screen miniature or long ways, right? Horizontal. I said miniature or long ways. I'm such an idiot. Portrait or landscape. But I'll be curious to hear what you find in your search out there, because Restream still needs a place. You still need a place to do it, the overlays and stuff like that. Restream was really good for a long time, but when I was limited. Hmm. Uh, and then we're gonna do tests with Mini tonight, so there's that. A lot of people making gaming streams right now. You know, I haven't seen BM in a long time. I'll probably do it here. I don't know if Minnie has his computer set up, like his streaming set up to I don't know if he has his streaming stuff set up. If like he has a camera and everything set up, I can set up a dual camera. A dual camera situation. Get Minnie on the bottom screen down there. I don't know. Those are great questions, Robo. I don't think he wants to do his a face stream. Yeah, because he has a stream. So now I could send him an invite, and it'll alert his people and my people that we're streaming together. Yeah, like that's the next step for me. I need to collaborate with bigger streamers than me. I feel like I got the juice, but I ain't got a way to let it loose. You feel me? Clap it. That's a bar for OJ looking up at us from hell. Oh man. Oh man. That's a tragic line. Cut that from the stream. Looking up at us. That's hilarious. All right. All right, let's go. Oh, actually, you know what? We did get a following. We did get some raids. So let's pay tribute like we're supposed to. Let's play tribute like we're supposed to. Um, let's go. I saw I saw my boy was live. So let's go check on him. Check out the vibe. Um, no winners and losers. The numbers will stay the same in an effort to keep the numbers from changing, so we don't have them reset for the stream. I won't put my raid message up there, but please tell when we get there. We'll go up there as a collective group. Somebody else is calling me, so I'm gonna end stream. I'll see you guys on the other side.